Welcome back to another episode of the Discipline Therapy Podcast. I'm your host, EL Discipline, alongside me is Suhey Sotomayor. Okay, another thought-provoking conversation stimulating after dark. You know how we do over here, and y'all know how we do over here. That's why y'all back, cause you know y'all are fiends, and y'all know what that means. We're serving you your dose weekly of discipline therapy, where not everything is completely free, as we're on Patreon for a plethora of exclusive content for you to see. But what is free is this judgment free, sucker free, censor free, sensitive free, and some liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. I'll reiterate, God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, popcorn, and my favorite roll of blunt, but make sure the children are in bed. So why do I say this? Because sometimes we have that vulgar conversation, but all the time we have those thought-provoking, soul-touching, soul food conversations. Prepare your mind to be fed. Light one up, inhale life, and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned into the Discipline Therapy Podcast.
We're here. Also, if you'd like to check out our e-commerce store online at disciplinetherapy.launchcart.store/shop. We have tons of merchandise on there. We have women's apparel, men's apparel, children's apparel. We have accessories. We have mugs, water bottles, slides, so nice, bags, pillowcases, everything that you can think of, we got it there. So check that out. You'd also want to check out one of Mr. E.L. Discipline's 7 published books, and you can see those on Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com. They're also available for electronic devices as well. And in case you can't make it to watch us on our YouTube channel, you could always catch us on any of the audio platforms. We're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Deezer, so many more. I just can't think right now. My mind's a blank. Castbox, Overcast. Which other?
Amazon Music.
We're all over the
place. The e-commerce store, dope. I bought my mom and my sister some stuff from the store. Dope. They loved it. They loved it. Yeah. They're like, great material.
I gotta get me some slides, man.
Yeah.
Gotta say, the material is phenomenal. With the people that we deal with, phenomenal. Yeah. I bought a blanket, a Sherpa. Though it keeps me so warm in the winter. Love it.
All right. So we're gonna get into the topic, episode 151. What's the topic?
Why you shouldn't spend more than $100 to $200 on a first date, and why?
I knew that. I'm just testing you.
I do my homework, people.
All right. Do my homework. So, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I know we're gonna get a female's perspective, but I, being like a traditional man, like we'll rock. You know what I'm saying? We'll rock, right? But I don't really expect women to plan dates. They can kind of give their perspective on it, but it's just weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Like if a woman is going on a date with a guy, who cares who asks who out? But she's planning it, especially the first date. Like it's just weird to me. But
it's weird to me
you
too.
could give your perspective.
No,
what do you think?
It's definitely weird to me. I know all the females that I know. They don't want to plan it. They just want to know, okay, how should I dress for it?
Yeah.
For the most part. But I mean, okay, $100 and $200, I'm assuming because that's just how, because of the times, things are expensive and whatnot. But first off, why so much money? You know what I mean? Like $100 to $200. All right, if you're gonna go out to eat, I guess, and a movie, like I'm assuming that it'll cost that much, for dinner and a movie. But I think, especially with modern women now, because I have heard younger women than I, like that whole movement. You're gonna take me to, I bet, what's one of the ones that they had a problem with? TGI Fridays, cheesecake. I like cheesecake, and it's expensive.
You know what's funny? Like, I went on a date, probably 4 months ago, and I was testing the girl I was with. I was like, "Yo, we gonna go to the Cheesecake Factory," because I wanted to like piss her off. I'm that Scorpio type. Like if
Oh
you
boy.
kind of like doing something, I'm gonna keep doing it to piss them off, because you know what I'm saying. Especially like a woman, you know,
It's a little
you're
toxic.
not running shit here. So like I will, yeah, it's kind of toxic. You're right. I don't care. You know what I'm saying. But
Toxic
I
too.
do it like as a test too. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? Like, you're not in control here. So in a sense, I was like testing her, like, oh, we gonna go to the Cheesecake Factory. Yo, I was waiting to see what her reaction was gonna be. If she was like, oh, you ain't taking me there, I'm too you know, this where we gonna go. Just the, you know what I'm saying? That's me.
Yeah.
Like I'll still like, it's
Yeah.
kind of what they call petty nowadays. They go like, oh, he being petty. That's
Mm.
me. I'm kind of petty. Now I'm not 24/7 petty, but I could be petty. You know what I'm saying? So she was down to earth. And that's what type of woman a man should look for if you're looking for
Exactly.
commitment.
Yep.
So in a sense, the do not spend more than $100 to $200. Here's the thing. Most people aren't creative. I'm very creative. Depending on the woman that I'm courting, we might not do dinner the first day.
Mm.
I only choose dinner because of the conversation. Now,
Right.
mind you, if I'm really interested in the woman, I won't wait all the way at night. Yo, like I said in episode 141, when
Mm-hmm.
Daphne came on, the traditional versus modern. Yo, let's get that coffee. Let's go get some brunch.
Mm-hmm.
It's noon. I'm not waiting all the way.
Yeah.
Nah, let me see how you act during the day. So
Exactly.
I'm like, yo, $14, $15. You know what I'm saying? I'll do
Mm-hmm.
that because it's not about that. And if honestly the woman is worried about what I'm spending, yo, that's my shit. That's my shit. Why you worried
Exactly.
about what I'm spending?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If she worried about what I'm spending, oh, he took me here, whatever it is, I'm quick to be like, yo, it ain't gonna be a second date. I would appreciate
I
her
agree with
telling
that.
me that straight up so I don't waste my time. So I know, okay, this is the type of character. So boom, right? If I'm gonna spend, I'm choosing where we're going. Like, yeah, I'm courting you, but it's my money.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm choosing where we're going. We're not going 50-50. I don't believe in that. Oh, split the bill. I've seen certain commercials. Oh, you giving up the cheeks tonight? Nah, what you think this is? Oh, split the bill? Weird to
Mm.
me.
Awful.
Weird to me. I don't care if I'm not getting anything out of it. It's just how I was raised.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm paying this shit. Or you paying it. We not going half and half. So me, most likely I'm paying the shit. Right? 99.999% of the time, I'm gonna pay this shit. Even if it's a stranger I'm first meeting her, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
how I am by nature. So it's my money. We're gonna go where my budget feels comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I always teach young men. Like, don't try to find, oh, what you want to go eat, whatever. Women, they're emotional. They might be following other women. They don't really want to go there.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what they don't even know how money works. Well, I don't want to say all of them. Most of them don't know how money works.
Mm.
You think this shit grow on trees? You think I'm a scammer? No,
Yeah.
we work hard for this.
Mm-hmm.
So in a sense of who I'm courting, she don't even need to see the bill, to be honest. Oh, wait, don't worry about it. I'm paying it.
Mm-hmm.
So boom. Second is, if she worried about the place, I'm dumping her fast. I'm not even the walking you to your car type shit. I'll leave you at the restaurant.
Oh, goodness.
Like I said in one of the last shows, check please. Don't worry about it. I got the bill. You can find yourself a Uber, right? You know what I'm saying? You good, right? Maybe we both came in different cars.
Perfect.
So, oh, you're good, right? Have a good night. We ain't ever gonna talk again. Oh, why? Oh, because of this. This is how you rock. No hard feelings. Ain't nothing personal, just business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Now
I ain't
it
rock
is.
with that. So, in that moment, it's like, I think $100 to $200 is good enough. Cause you could do multiple things that day. You could do dinner, you could do go-kart, and that could be like 160 right there. You know what I'm saying? You go in a couple of rounds with the go-kart. Shooting range. It really depends what she's into. I don't know if I would take a feminine woman to a shooting range first off. I have to warm her up to that. Like, a feminine woman might not be into that. That's like a masculine thing.
Don't even take a masculine woman, because if you piss her off, she'll shoot you.
But
That was a joke.
you know what I'm saying? So I might do that walk in the park,
Mm.
spend picnic in the
And that's
summertime.
free.
It's something. Yeah,
Exactly.
there are certain spots in the summer in New York City
Mm-hmm.
where you could camp out for free. Doing certain things. Outside theater.
Mm-hmm.
Certain restaurants, Soho, stuff like that. There's this spot. There's this Haitian restaurant. Zami, really really nice in the city. There's certain places you to go. You don't have to do the basic dinner. Now,
Mm-hmm.
however, the woman should not judge you based off where you're taking her or how much you're spending. She should be appreciative. She been being taken out. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. So I watch those things too. I watch to see after the date if they're thinking, "Oh, thank you for the dinner. Thank you for this." I watch to see if they're appreciative. Um, I'm just a technical beast. I'm a psychological animal. So I'm watching a lot of things,
Mm-hmm.
mannerisms, words, see if words match your actions, to see if I want to continue to invest and engage my time, my energy, my money, my spirit, my mind, my ideas, my physicality, intimacy. So, you know, in that it's more like, yes, you can do certain things that money is not required. There's a lot of pressure, especially today, but I feel like the modern women don't really care about, the traditional woman doesn't really care about that. The modern woman would care about where she's going, how much you're spending, this and that, because it's mainly not even about them. It's mainly after the date they want to call their girlfriends. Hey, look what happened with me. I'm better than you. She's not saying that directly. Indirectly. They want to show off in front of their friends. You know what I'm saying? The feminine submissive woman is going to be appreciative that, yo, you actually took me out. Women nowadays are fiending for that. To be like, I would love to go on a date. I was watching these things and women was like, I haven't been on a date in 2 years.
Yeah.
Because usually the modern culture is like, all right, we talk for a couple of days, then we're fucking.
It's too
And
fast.
and the fucking is quote unquote dating.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
There's no conversation, there's no time spent, stuff of this nature. So, and it could be a situation where both of them are busy.
I think that's mostly how it is, especially nowadays. Everybody's busy. Some people have, more than one job to pay bills and stuff. Some of them have schooling also.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with that. And also, I mean, I understand people are busy, and that's why I guess they do opt for a nighttime date. You know what I mean? Dinner and a movie, like you had said. But also, I mean, I feel like if you really want to get to know somebody, do it like how you said, even a breakfast one date or a brunch where there's no alcohol involved. See how get to know each other on that level, because nighttime dates usually at dinner time you're gonna order wine or a beer or an actual drink or whatever. You get a couple of that into you, and it's almost like an act. You're on a resume, you're on an interview now. You're gonna be on your best behavior, maybe, or maybe you're gonna let it be like, woo, I'm gonna let it go.
I've said this on many shows in the past. The first date, I don't allow them to order alcohol.
Yes, I remember you saying that.
So the first date, right? I'm not taking a girl to the club, not taking her to the lounge. First date could be a gym date.
Those are fun.
Park, go kart, something fun, arcade, dinner, and it's mainly if I'm doing dinner or cafe or something like that, getting some coffee, some quick lunch, it's mainly for the conversation. Women, so we're helping them here. Women need to be observant to these things, submitting to the right guy. If he's inviting you to the club for the first time, knowing that there's going to be alcohol involved, and in that whole ambiance, that's a red flag. That's not a green flag. That's a red flag, because like you were just saying, most women, when they're inebriated, they act the way they act, and then later on they're going to blame it on the alcohol. Oh, I don't normally do this. I'm not normally like this. Yeah, they are. They just need a boost, which is the inebriation. So me, I'm not letting them get that. And it's too easy too. Like I kind of like a challenge. That's what I'm going to value. It's too easy. Most women will look at me and already get turned on to a point where they're wanting to throw their panties at me the first date. Whereas a lot of guys got to do a lot of things, spend a certain amount, do certain things, simp, whatever, submit to the woman to even get her to continue to talk to him or be interested, text back and stuff of that nature. It comes to me easy. So I'm aware of this, right? I'm not going to value anything easy. So yeah, I could take her to the club and we probably going to do some stuff after or even during. But it's like,
During.
I know I'm not going to respect her. Especially the first time. I know I'm not going to respect her. So, for me personally, when we start building that anticipation, I want to drenched like a fucking fish out of water. You know what I'm saying? And then she gonna be a goner because she a fish out of water. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to drench, like I want to build the anticipation.
Jeez.
So I'm willing to be patient and keep doing it because when you actually get to the physical sexual intimacy part, it's gonna be mind blowing. You understand what I'm saying? Prolonged sex too. It's not the thing right away is a quickie. See, for me personally, I might not be able to like pause, right? But stay up. You know what I'm saying?
You might not be able to?
Literally stay up. It could be the first night. Because it's like me, I gotta build too. The connection. Then after the connection is established, create the bond. You see what I'm saying? So that's gonna make the beast come out, and that way, when it's in there, it's amazing for her.
So you're
not
talking
just me.
about yourself.
Yeah. So like where most guys, we've already established this, right? How I'm different. It's more lust. Men already view women as sexual objects. Males. It's the men. It's the conscious, spiritual, masculine men who have God in them. That's like, oh, she's worth more than that. So it's like they're gonna invest. So they want to see more. They want to see layers, not just the surface level.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? For me, there's a process of the courting. And I think traditional men are like this too.
I also feel like okay, so like I feel like that can, like how you said, it can be a test, like how you tested her, how you tested the girl, and you said, "Oh, we're gonna go to Cheesecake Factory." I feel like, all right, a lot of guys, because of that thing that was going around, where the girls are like, "You're not taking me to Cheesecake, you're not taking me to
Pressure.
all that," right? But I feel like guys, because of that, are gonna be like, "Okay, let me see where where her mind is," and then what? He could be the perfect guy, and because the girl is nitpicking about where they're going or how much money he's supposed to be spending, and now you just missed out on what could have been a really good match for you because you're being materialistic. That's what I think. I also think that sometimes women might feel more comfortable in that environment of in the club or at a lounge, where there's drinks going, because like how you said, it's easier for them to blame it on the liquor, blame it on the see how you sing too.
Yeah.
But also, it's they don't have to do too much talking, I guess. Maybe there's things that they don't want the guy to know right away. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there, people. Do you think that if a guy starts off paying for dates $200, $200, that she's gonna that she's gonna expect it every time?
First of all, like me personally, like I'm paying. Why is she asking me how much? That's the dangerous part. She gonna know all the shit that you spent. That's gonna be the expectation. Wow. So I'm not gonna tell her. Well, you need to know. You see, it's different. It's so much different. I don't think men want to see where their mind is at. You're talking about that. Some those special guys. A lot of guys are not going to be testing, oh, let me take him to the Cheesecake Factory. I just told you that's how I am. Most men are traumatized by this. Now they feel pressure. Me, I don't care. I don't care about feminism. I don't care about women not wanting shit. I control relationship and commitment, right? I know I'm going to get a ring down the line. She only got to say yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when it comes down to it, right? Yeah, she has to be interested as well, but I'm the one that's navigating through here
Mm-hmm.
to get us to the destination. So in a sense, it's like when they're like, "Oh, these, this, and that." Okay, whatever's going on today, I'll use that to my advantage. I told you earlier with the test, I'm gonna use that to my advantage. That's gonna allow me to know her character. If she's down to earth, she's gonna tell you, "Oh, I don't care where we go. As long as I'm
Mm-hmm.
with you, we could be in the cardboard box, blah, blah, sitting on the bus stop." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Down to earth. But
Yeah.
at the same time, some women might be saying that too, and that's not real. You gotta test them.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm
true.
saying? Because it's like a lot of women lie way more than men. You know what I'm? Well, let me not say women, females.
Hmm.
A lot of females lie because women's divine. A lot of them lie way more than men. So, they'll tell you
It's
what they
true.
they feel like you want to hear.
A little
You,
white lies so that your feelings don't get hurt.
yeah,
And that's
yeah.
not only to the guy. That's to, like, sometimes they do it to their friends so that they don't, that doesn't really look good on you. But I don't want to tell you that.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I also think, though, you're right as far as the guys being not only traumatized over, the girls, having an issue with where they're going, but it could be guys just being like, I don't give a fuck. It's $200. I'm gonna get asked at the end of the night. Maybe, I
Not,
don't know.
not necessarily.
Hmm.
Not necessarily. It,
I
it
also,
it depends. It really depends. Like, depends on the woman. If the
yeah, it depends.
woman realized that you spent that much on her, she like it translates in her head of hypergamy, right? It translates in her head of hypergamy, but she's thinking, oh, like if he's doing this, like it's his money, he's spoiling me. Yeah, he deserves pussy because if I end up having a kid with him, he could provide. Like, you see how fucked up that is? That mentality?
Hmm.
And that's the modern mentality. It's not so much the traditional. The traditional woman is not gonna care how much you spent. No, I don't sleep with guys on the first night. She's
No,
strict on her standards
yeah.
and her boundaries. These are my boundaries. I don't care how much you spend. Okay, if sex is gonna be the byproduct of you spending that, then we could go half because I don't want to feel obligated.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be the
Yeah.
traditional woman now. The modern chick is gonna think different
Mm.
because she's not used to that. This is why they're modern and traditional. They probably don't have probably grew up without two parental figures, didn't see shit. The friends that they hang out are not traditional. They're modern like them. They're being raised by like social media, today's music,
Mm-hmm.
dating apps, today's television shows. So they're thinking they come into the courting stage with high expectations. They have these high delusional standards.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, the strong independent, da da da. And then it's like they're gonna strong independent their asses to death, being
Mm.
lonely and shit, in having pets as boyfriends. So
Well, I was
it.
saying more. I'm sorry, were you done?
Good.
I was saying more on the fact, like, he's spending that money. He's gonna spend money on, here, drink. Let's drink. Let's have a toast. Let's have a toast. The more he, but gets her drinking, the more likely it is gonna end up that way.
Yeah. Well,
That's what I'm saying. There's like those types of guys. I mean, ladies, you got to watch out for that.
the thing is, a lot of women aren't taught what to look out for. This is
Mm.
the stuff that their father and grandfather should have told them,
Mm-hmm.
right? To teach them. But it's like if a guy is taking you out to the club, the first date, like it's the first date.
Mm.
Number one, he's not creative.
Mm.
Second, he's not a conversationalist.
Yeah.
Third, most likely not trying to get to know you. Fourth, there's going to be alcohol there, music. Remember, serotonin, dopamine, all these feel good drugs that drip
Mm-hmm.
from our brain, our body. And then you add the substance now,
Exactly.
right? That enhances it even more. So now, yeah, she's doing things. It's like, oh, she's loose now. It's going to make it a lot easier because you were guys already connecting to some level.
Mm-hmm. That just
So
gives you
it's
that
kind of
push.
like scheming on the men. And I don't really care if people are saying, yo, he's giving away the secrets. I don't respect predators.
Yeah.
I don't respect pedophiles. I don't respect men who are just going out there to scheme and be like, oh, this is what I'm going to do, whatever it is, but now be straight up. I don't respect those guys.
Mm-hmm.
So ultimately, like, women, like, let me not say women, but females, especially modern, they will choose bums and losers and then they will blame all guys. They generalize them. And this is the bad thing because those guys fuck it up for guys like me. Those guys fuck it up for guys like him. Those guys fuck it up for guys like them. You know what I'm saying? Good quality, good men, dominant men who are traditional, masculine, doing the right things, and know how to treat a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it messes it up because now these women have these preconceived notions going in, and it's like now the self-sabotaging plays a factor.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And like
Definitely.
you were saying earlier, oh, you possibly miss out on a good connection.
Exactly.
Because now you don't know how to decipher. You
Yep.
see what I'm saying? You don't know how to decipher. You don't know the red flags. You don't know the green flags. You don't know the yellow flags.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And also, like I feel like if the women, well, I don't feel like I've seen it on like social media where now some of these women who are expecting, like, I don't know what kind of a date, but now they're expecting the person that asked them out on the date to pay for the nails, pay for the hair, and pay for the babysitting.
Those are bums.
And
Those are bum
but this is my
girls
question to
that
you:
do that.
these bum girls, would you tell your brothers or your cousins or your uncles or your sons that they have to do that if a woman asks?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it, or are you just being? Is that a double standard? Like the males that you care for shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like why? Why would you expect that if? Well, I guess I'm asking if would these women tell their brothers and cousins and uncles and sons especially that that's what they should do on a first date?
Mm.
And
Yeah,
also,
most
like
likely not.
why do they expect that, that type of treatment, that when this you're just getting to know these people? I could understand maybe you've been with somebody for years and it's your anniversary and you want it to be special. I don't know, but on a first date,
It,
why would you expect any person to drop that kind of bread on you? That's mind-boggling
it's
to me.
both ways. So the audacity of the woman to demand that for the stranger, and the audacity for the man to give in. So
Yep.
it's toxic on both ways. Now I call them bums because those are dominant females. Like ain't
Awful.
no traditional feminine woman going to come in and demand this is what I need before you go. And it's really, really weird if she has kids from another man or two, because some women have multiple baby fathers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you're coming in there like, oh yeah, well you gotta do this. Like you're like crazy used and abused and so much trauma there. Now it's like you want me to invest already before we even have sex, before we even get intimate, before we even really know each other. Like, you got any felonies? You got
Yeah.
how many siblings you have?
Yeah.
You got more kids, more baby daddies around? Yeah, were your parents together?
Mm.
Are they still together? How did you grow up? Where did you go to school? Do you have any level of education? If not, how do you think consciously? Are you woke? Because education and intelligence are not, they don't correlate. So if you don't have the paper degree, okay, but are you conscious? Like,
Street smart.
you know what I'm saying? Before you even get to know all these things, it's just toxic on both ends. They're bums. They're bums. That's why. They're broke bums. You know what I'm saying? That and when they do that, where they're demanding the audacity, you should feel embarrassed. They're bums. They got no shame.
Yeah.
Well, the
No
thing is,
shame.
we got to shame. Yo, a woman do that to me, I'm shaming her so she can feel bad about herself. And maybe she gonna stop doing that.
Mm.
You know, basic guy won't do it. I'ma shame her ass. Remember, I said I could be petty.
Yeah. Well, the video I saw, the guy was like, "Are you serious? Like, why do I have to pay for the babysitter?" She's like, "You want to take me out, right?" He was like, are you serious?" Like he was like literally in shock. I was watching the video in shock. That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's just It's crazy. In those situations, it's like when you got the mothers who have infants, and maybe multiple or maybe one, it's kind of hard for her to connect and date.
Can I
I'm
just say
I'm
one
just
thing?
saying, like, most of them, not all.
If you have an infant at home, you shouldn't be dating. You should
Yeah.
be stay your ass at home with your
Yeah,
infant.
but some women,
It's
they didn't work out.
crazy.
It didn't work out with the father, right? Non-existent. She probably can't find them.
Oh.
Different state, changed his name, everything,
Mm,
passport, whatever. Got left. She's not going the other way. She still has her needs, right?
mm,
So in a sense, she meets somebody. Oh, I'm on my spiritual journey, but her type comes along. Now she forgets she's on a spiritual journey, right? Just like I said the last show.
mm-hmm.
So they connect. In a sense, it's like, yeah, your baby's a priority, but she still wants to connect with him. Maybe she's young. She's like, yo, I'm young. I'm not gonna die old. I'm not gonna just be single forever. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? I'm eventually gonna get with a man. So they're connecting. It depends on the circumstance. So in that moment, you're right, but she don't have a lot of connecting to do. She don't got a lot of time, so she might just engage with a fuck buddy.
yeah, she might not even want that connection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be hard because the baby's always gonna come first, especially the infant, right? Requires a lot of attention.
Mm,
So it's gonna come first. She's not gonna have time, but she still craves dick. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Because she's not going the other way.
that's true.
So in a sense, it's like it's like a fucking double-edged sword in that circumstance. I
Yeah.
would say try to get back with the father. But dating's gonna be hard. So sometimes they're about to hit and quit, a hit and run, like you have no insurance.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because it's for all the reasons that you said. Their child is time consuming. So if all they have is 15 minutes, I'll meet you outside in your car or whatever that where they're meeting, and there's no connection. She's probably like, "Phew, good, I got my rocks off, and now I could go back to
Hmm.
being, being
Because
full time mom."
because the man leaving, she has to be both roles. So now what she's doing, she's highly in her masculine.
Mm-hmm.
So she's actually moving like a man, suppressing her emotions. Even if she feels like she's gonna get emotional, she'll do things to check those emotions.
Mm.
I don't
Yeah.
need to see him as often.
Mm-hmm.
If I see him too much, I'm gonna build emotional attachment there.
Yeah.
So if I see him once a week, if I see him for a little bit of time, an hour or whatnot, I could keep my emotions in check.
Or don't communicate as often.
Or don't compute, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard for them in that regard,
Mm-hmm.
but they might be better off meeting somebody that has children. Then
If they have children too.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
now they
think
got
so.
something in common. And
Exactly.
it's like, oh, we both work, busy. I know you interact with the baby mama. I interact with the baby father. I drop him off. He drops him off or
There's
her
more.
off. Da-da-da. And then now we can see each other. And it's like we got similar. But
There's more understanding.
yeah, but
Yeah.
a man who doesn't have children, or even reverse, a
Yeah.
woman who doesn't have children and the man's in that circumstance, it's a little bit more easier for her because of the woman's emotions,
Her
and she's
nature.
built in her
Mm-hmm.
nature, and she's built to be more emotional. She's more inclined to accepting the child as her own versus the man is territorial and possessive by nature. In his mind,
I agree with you, but I think the only difference is if the mother is still involved, because girlfriends and mom and baby moms, there's usually some sort of drama there.
there is
So
also depends on the woman.
right, and I mean, it depends on a lot on how
Because
his relationship with the baby moms,
I'm
if
gonna
they're
give I'm gonna give
beefing.
you an example. A woman will most likely go to an ex or whatever baby mama and be like, "Oh, what did he like? How was he like? Let's be friends. How do you like his food?" Versus a man. Okay, let me break it down even further to layman's terms. If I had children with the baby mama and it didn't work out, this is not true, but hypothetically speaking, and I have
The author.
like a woman coming in, and they want to say the modern term or conventional girlfriend. I don't do those. I do submissive. I think that's more prestigious. But girlfriend, right? I'm a regular guy. Girlfriend. I got a new girlfriend. So I could say, hey, I want you to meet my baby mom. She's cool. She'd be most likely maybe 75% out of 25%, 75%. She'd be okay with it. Imagine me being a masculine man, even if I was beta, the woman saying, I'd like you to meet my baby daddy. He's really cool. Yeah, I think you guys would get along. What? I'm not into dick.
Yeah. Oh my
I'm not gay.
Jesus.
I'm not gay. But a woman could still do some lesbian shit and still be straight. Oh, look at those titties, girl. Shake them around. Booty, big booty Judy, big booty. She got the biggest booty in the group. They could still do that and still be straight. Pause. I'm not gonna be like, yo, look at that print. Let me touch that and still go back and be like I'm straight.
Oh my Lord. It's crazy.
Because a bi guy is gay. He's not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A bi woman can still be. It could work.
Right. She could like
multifaceted.
She could like dick more, but she could, when she's in the mood, she'll go with a girl.
Yeah. So it doesn't work for a guy. So it's kind of like that. Oh yeah, meet my baby daddy, and then so this guy in his mind, right? The author, the movies, voiceovers, mouth shut. In his mind, there's how he sounds. His mouth is shut, smiling, shaking his head, and this is his voice. You want me to meet this nigga that busts inside you and fucking you got kids with and you interact still? Maybe y'all still fuck on the side and you're not telling me on that. You want me to meet him and get on with him and did it? That's how the man gonna think. The woman, not so much. Maybe if she's more in her masculine, dominant stuff of that nature. But remember when we always agree, women are more agreeable. They see the stranger in the supermarket. Oh, I like your nails. Come on, I'm not saying, bro, I like your shoes, da-da-da. We have a whole big conversation. I just give you a head nod. Peace, keep it moving. The women gonna interact. And it could be fake, but they're still interacting.
Well, I think that it depends on if the guy and the baby's moms get along. I can see him saying, we get along, whatever, yeah, but, y'all should meet, whatever. But if they broke up and it was bad, there's no way in hell he's not gonna ever say, "Oh, my baby mom, she's cool, whatever." He's gonna be like, that fucking bitch doesn't let me see my kid. She takes me to court, blah blah blah. Everything negative that he's gonna say, the new girl is absorbing it and automatically has disdain for her. And the baby's mom is not gonna like the new chick at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, but in the comments, who's right? Her or I? So the woman, let's reverse it now. Let's reverse your logic. The woman is saying, oh, my baby daddy is a good man. We get along. We co-parent and it's not no beef, nothing. And she's like, I would like for you to meet it. Yo, here's 85% of the time, you might get that 15% of a guy.
I agree with you on that.
You see the difference?
I know, but I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I don't think
so
any guy
it doesn't work. It doesn't work if he's like, yeah, she's cool and da-da-da. The woman is most likely, oh, you say she's cool. I trust what you're saying because I chose you to be my man. Your word is law. I follow you. I don't lead here. I follow you. So you say she good, then she good with me. I want to meet who you love. You think the man is saying, I want to meet who you love, and it's another man that was inside you, even if it was years ago? You see the difference with men and women nature?
Definitely.
Yeah, so it's not gonna work. It's harder. It's harder for the woman. And the more
for the woman or the man?
The woman. The more men you accumulate with the baby fathers, oh yeah, I got 2 different baby fathers, 3, 4 kids. Well, I get along with all of them. That's not sitting well with the man. You're gonna get the beta guy. You're not getting an alpha, the man you really want. Yep. You're not getting the dominant masculine man that has God in him. He's gonna question you, but he's gonna just be like, okay, this is not gonna work because I don't believe in this. We can go our separate ways. But thank you for being honest with me. It's not gonna work. She's not gonna get rewarded for her honesty. She's gonna get the beta, the guy that needs her for certain things, money or whatever it is, that doesn't got options, that's gonna lower his standards. She gonna get the beta guy. She's not getting the alpha dude. Because if she's lucky enough to get him, he puts an end to that. Because he's dominant. So
Yep.
he's controlling the situation, not just the woman. Controlling the situation because I control my relationship and the temperament of it. There's
Mm-hmm.
no way I'm gonna allow a guy to be in our relationship,
Yeah.
even if they're not physically interacting. Same thing with male friends. The baby daddy is a male friend. He's also a potential backup plan. Come on, man. You gotta get in the ring with me on this.
I'm gonna say not all of them are backup plans. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. So we
Also,
got.
I have asked. I asked my daughter. She's 23. I've asked, a couple of younger girls that I know that I work with, and I've gotten, almost an even to like my daughter. I told her, would you expect a guy that you're going out on a date to spend $100 $200 or more on you? Like, would you care where he takes you? And she was like, absolutely not. I don't care. I'm not picky. I don't care. It's the effort that counts. I asked some of the other, so I had half say that, and then I had half say, hell no. I know my worth. If he wants to get to know me, then he should show me, what I'm worth. This and another thing. I tend to agree with. My thinking obviously is like my daughter's, and I think that if a guy is putting actual effort right into seeing you and spending his time with you, then why would you put a price tag on that when most guys wouldn't, like we just said, wouldn't mind spending that money just to get some ass, and then that's it. It's kind of backwards thinking. I think if you guys, if the ladies out there see a man putting an effort calling you, is asking you questions to maybe tailor the date that he's planning. Maybe he's gonna take you on a picnic, and he is cooking, if he and he's cooking food and buys a picnic basket and brings you out, and sets up a thing. Why isn't that good enough? Why does it have to be a 5-star restaurant that you have to put in a reservation months in advance? Like, I need somebody to tell me what the difference is between that. Why the first one, that has put actual thought into it, why that's not good enough?
I can answer that.
Okay, tell me.
Trauma.
I don't know, because I came from trauma, and I would rather that than and this, even before I started on my own healing journey, I would have never wanted that. You want to spend money on me, that's different. Buy, I mean, whatever you want. But as far as going on and it's a super expensive date, that makes me feel weird. It makes me feel I don't know. It makes me feel weird.
That's the truth, though. Trauma.
Hmm.
Because we had this show already, 115. I don't really remember the topic. It was more so about if you're like
I'll
something
look it
about
up.
big. If you're bringing all this to the table, like this is from trauma, like demanding all these things.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Trauma. Remember when I say guys are simple? They like 3 things or
Yeah.
4 things, and then you got women who are traumatized. They have PTSD. Want 50. They want 100, which is not realistic. That's
Hmm.
trauma. A person that doesn't live in reality is traumatized. You see what I'm saying?
That's
So
true.
that's the truth. It's trauma. Like, look it up if you don't believe me. Psychology will say it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's an immature person too. You understand? Like, I could understand a
Definitely.
19, 15-year-old thinking like this. But if you're talking about women in their mid 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s even, it's because of trauma.
What episode did you
Those
say?
115. Also, those women that talk about my worth, they end up being lonely and get nothing out of the relationship. See, here's the thing. Subconsciously, we know who's in charge. Even if we're thinking, oh yeah, the women run the relationship or whatever it is, subconsciously we know who's in charge. Imagine going to that job and talking to that CEO, and without you even proving your worth, telling them, hey, these are my demands.
That's crazy.
The CEO is going to say that.
He's gonna say you're crazy.
These are my demands. It could be on an interview, like the first interview. These are my demands. You didn't even bring a resume here. So how can I even see any reference to what you're saying? You didn't even bring a resume. You just said, I'm bringing me to the table. And that's literally what you did. You showed up and you brought you to the table and you say, well, these are my demands though. I know we both want to be in this relationship, but these are my demands in order for me to feel present here. You didn't even bring a resume. You want this job? You still want me to lead though? You still want the traditional treatment? That means you got to submit. So you want me to lead here. Does that make sense? If you want the person to lead, your demands should not be demands.
Yep.
They should be requirements and they should be very low and appreciative.
Yes, I agree.
I'm appreciative that you chose me. You have a lot of options, perhaps. You chose me for the job. I'm appreciative of that. You see how that flies over their head?
Yeah.
This is the traumatized woman or women or females.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Women who live in reality, who are mentally stable, emotionally stable, mentally healthy, do not speak like that. They don't even demand.
They what? They ask?
They ask. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to say, take me to an expensive restaurant, do this, do that. That's wild to me.
Yeah.
That's wild. They're not going to do that. They're going to be appreciative of you even putting in effort.
Yeah.
Oh, I know you're busy at work. You work 5, maybe 6 days a week. I'm appreciative that you are here because you didn't have to be. Come on, man. This is the woman that's mentally healthy. The woman who isn't is expecting. And that leads to failure. Always.
That's true. It makes sense what you said, though.
Did you find it?
I'm looking.
Yeah, so it's something about big list. If you have a big list, you know, are you healthy?
Wait, a
You know
big
what I'm saying?
list?
Yeah, that's what it is. If you have a big list.
115. Why do most people have big
Yeah.
list versus
Yeah. Why do
what
most
they
people
bring to
have
the
a big
table?
list?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's like why would they do that?
Yeah.
Because okay, and it's mostly women, right? Because okay, I submitted here, I gave my all, and he didn't deserve it. So now I know my worth, and my worth comes with all of these things on the list because this is what's gonna make me feel secure because I didn't feel any security there. That's really what it is. That's the truth.
That is.
That's the truth. I did not feel security there. I was dumb and I should have secured my future. So now, when I do that, the irony about that is they're going to repel a lot of the men they want.
Yeah.
Because a lot of men are going to think what I said. Not a lot of them are going to say it because they're pussy and scared. The men who are more dominant, pause that pull their balls up and show you, no, I was big dick energy here. They're going to be like, you're crazy. They're going to check you on the spot. They're not going to let you continue. I told you, this is a true story. I've been on a date where I was like, oh, we going to cut this short. We don't even have to eat. We don't even have to order. This is how you think? Oh, great. We don't have to order. I don't got to spend nothing. You good? You want to get an Uber? I'll be out. Or it was already where we ate and I said, check, please. Don't worry about it. I got the bill. You got an Uber. Delete me on wherever you got me. Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Even if we met in person. Because I still get their social media. Delete me. I'm going to make sure I do the same thing. And block my number. I ain't going to do nothing in the end. Dudes like me will do this straight. May not be a lot of them, but they're not playing games. They're serious guys. They're not goofy. What these women are doing is goofy shit. So they gonna check them to make them one or two things. You gonna break out of this goofiness and get mature quick dealing with me, or you're not. And I'm gonna show you what type of man I am, and I'm gonna be out. So he's not even at this point giving her an ultimatum. The door's over there. He's like, bye. Your Uber's outside. You see? So these women that have these standards, I bet you they're also difficult to get along with. These are red flags, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
They're difficult to get along with. You gonna do this, no, I'm too good for Cheesecake Factory. Yo, most likely they're single. They've been single for a long time. Guys don't like them. They might just like having sex with them. That's all they get. That's all they get. You know what I'm saying? Which doesn't even count for the woman because you're already viewed as a sexual object. She wants commitment. It's hard.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like those women that are doing this, because you don't even hear it with a lot of men. Men who are demanding so much things are traumatized as well. Because
What do you mean, men?
a dominant man's only demanding 3 things from the woman or 4.
Wait, but what are traumatized men demanding? Like, what kind of demands do they make?
You gotta text me first. You gotta chase me. You gotta be submissive before I'm gonna be dominant, because that's not fair. If you want traditional treatment, you gotta do this. They basically don't show up like men. They're pussy. They don't show up like men.
They're not
regardless of the woman. Yeah, they're not present. They'll say, we gotta go half. Or they'll you gotta have this certain job. You gotta work. You gotta look this certain way. I don't like the way your titties look. Get a thing. Oh, you get a BBL. You gotta have a BBL. That's the only way I'm fucking with you. Your face gotta be this way. You gotta be a 12. Only way I'm fucking with you. Yo, that's crazy to me. What type of guy is demanding all those things? That's a fucking brat. That's a silver spoon baby. That's not a dude that went through hardship and trauma and now how he's a masculine man. Because a masculine man is built from trauma. You see what I'm saying? No, there's no way. He's spoiled. Yeah. It's weird to me. It's weird to me. He's not asking the basic things how the woman should be. There's nothing in there that's maternal instincts. Nothing in there that's submissive. But the reality is, no man needs to say, I need you to be submissive. The man approaches, this is how I am. This is how I am. And I don't really expect anything from you. But understand, if this is how I am and I state these certain rules and they aren't abided by, they aren't followed, I'm not going to be present here. Now, maybe you might not leave, but understand, I'm going to go. So he's not saying you need to be submissive. He's putting on how he is and his rules and his standard. The woman's not dumb. She just, even if she don't put a term to it, she gonna be like, oh, okay, I want to fuck with this man I'm really interested in. This is what I got to do. I want to please him. So it's like the man shows up as a man regardless, right? Like I said, I could navigate through 100 feminists still keeping my masculinity. Not a lot of men can do that because at some point they're gonna simp for them to not have a scarcity mindset. I don't know if I'll ever get married. I'm getting up there in age. Okay, I'm gonna simp to her demands. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But she's really beautiful. She's really beautiful. At some point, they don't get to keep their balls. Metaphorically, pause. They get those things cut off and put in her purse. Yeah. Yes. It happens often, even with the thuggish dudes.
Yeah.
Because they wasn't really like that. It's different when you're born a king. A pawn might want to be a king their whole life. They might strive to be that. But they wasn't born that. They don't know what that entails. That's power. And with power comes real responsibility. So you got to approach like a man, regardless what she's saying. Yo, it's like I said when Mike Dukes was on. I think I'm a beast because I could bench this way. I go into the jungle and I start pumping my chest to the lion. The lion is eating the zebra leg, yawning. Who the fuck is this nigga? I've never seen him before. I attack 800 to 1,000 pound buffalo every day. He's talking about 300 pounds? Get the fuck out of here, nigga. I'll dominate you. That's the same thing how I look at a woman who's coming in, rah, 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 pumping her chest. I'm the lion yawning and like, what? I've been dominating chicks since I was 15. Are you crazy? I could do this shit with my eyes, hold one hand behind my back. Touch you without touching you. type shit. And what? She's just playing here because she had a lot of dudes that she was running. That's why. Oh, she think I'm the same. She realized I'm stuck like the Rock. Like, oh, he's an immovable object. And she's an irresistible force, wind. She trying to knock me down and I'm stubborn. So she's either going to submit or she going to run away to weaker because her objective is to knock something down and run it. So a lot of men don't do this. So ultimately, this whole dating thing, it comes down to the man because they hold the key to relationship and commitment. So really, what are you worried about the woman for is, we're going on the first date. What do you think I should spend on you? Stupid question. Dumb. That's not realistic. Where do you want to go eat? Stupid question. Like, you trying to be a nice guy? Yeah, the more you do that, the more she gonna play you. The more you do that, the more you seem like her girlfriend. Oh, he's giving me control here? I don't know about making decisions. I'm emotional. I might not make the right one. Okay. He's not taking charge like a man should be, how God created us. So in a sense, he's always going to get fucked.
Oh my goodness.
Metaphorically. He's always going to lose in the end because he don't approach dominantly. This topic is not for the women. And if the women are really thinking about, oh yeah, well, this is what he should spend. They're toxic. They're toxic because especially nowadays where we are, it's not a lot of people really dating.
Not at all.
Not a lot of people
Very
really
few.
spending time together and stuff of that nature outside of the bedroom. Having those tough conversations, those intellectual conversations, those minds of, oh man, I just got high off this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people are doing that.
Yep.
So it's like, it's not on the woman. It's more so on the man to step up. So I know when I plan dates, I'm like, hey, be ready by this time. I'm taking you here. I'm coming to pick you up. Now, the pick you up thing, I'm willing to negotiate on because she's not my lady yet. She's not my lady yet. So if we're just strangers, okay, I could understand her because I'm not a woman, right? It's scary being a woman. I could be a predator or something. I could be like you know what I'm saying? She's right for that.
Yeah,
let's meet.
I agree.
So I could put my mind in her mind and be empathetic and compassionate. You know what I'm saying? Because I can balance my feminine and masculine energy. So with my feminine energy, I'm like, now I'm in the psyche of the woman. Okay, it's scary. Maybe she thinks like this. So I'm assuming, but maybe I'm right too. She don't want to say that.
Yeah.
Because she don't want to be some way. Okay, we'll meet. But if she's my lady and she tells me that, no. If I said I'm picking you up and you're battling that, no, I'm picking you up. It's just like what I always ask the question, what's the difference between controlling and dominant?
I know the answer now.
You know,
it only took 2 shows.
You understand what I'm saying? So in that regard, it's really up to the man.
I agree.
It's really up to the man. So when I'm planning, I'm strategic with it because I'm a planner. So I force her to be one too. Yeah, women take longer. They got to do their makeup and stuff like that. Okay, if we got to meet at 7, make sure you're ready. You got all day. I planned this. I asked you what your day off was. I made myself off because I make my schedule. You're off all day. So you got all day to plan to get ready for me. Make sure you're not late. I'm coming to pick you up at this time. If I say 7 o'clock, I'll be there at 6:55. I promise. I'm a punctual motherfucker. The word is bond. And I'm not going to be there at 7:05. I'm a man of my word. If I say 7, trust me, I'm going to be there at 6:55. So make sure you're ready by 6:55. But you still have that leeway of 7 o'clock because I said 7. So boom, we going. She don't need to ask me where we're going. I could say, oh, we're going out to dinner. And she, oh, where? Don't worry about it. Put your seatbelt on. We out.
Do you tell her at least how to dress?
Yeah.
There we go. Because the girl be like, where are we going? I need to know. Should I put sneakers, heels? What's going on?
Yeah, I'll do that. But in the beginning process, it's not bad to be that. I think a lot of men want to do that. They have that in them, but there's too much shaming out here. There's too much feminists shaming men trying to do that. There's too much feminism, the societal expectations of a man, pressure. This is not being a nice guy. The good man protects the woman. No. This is still a good man. Everything I stated right there. Because he's still protecting her. A man that's offering to pick you up is protecting you. Man that opens the door is protecting you. Man that's telling you how to dress is protecting you. Because if I got to break somebody's nose, I might go to jail. Because he's talking to you crazy. Because he think you dress like a slut. That's not cool with me. That's not going to sit well with me. I'm trying to avoid violence as much as possible because I got a lot to lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
More people should think like that.
But, in that regard, I could have avoided that from the beginning.
Yeah.
By planning. So the masculine man plans. You see what I'm saying? And every woman will follow a masculine man, which in direct constitution with planning. So every woman's gonna actually follow the plan, the program. You getting on my program. You see what I'm saying? Most dudes don't got a plan. So women are anxious out here. They're you know what I'm saying? It's scary. They're scared. That's why I always say the beta is scary. You go in there because he's giving you the most attention. Not always the safe guy is the irony safe.
Yeah, that's true.
He's dangerous because he's going to put you in a position to be out of your core energy.
Yep. I agree with
So
that.
this is also putting her out of her core energy. Whenever you're like, where do you want to go eat? Let's go half. Even if that's my lady, that's my sub. If she's like, oh, I want to spoil you today. Yeah, you paying the whole thing. Yeah, spoil me like a king. Maybe I pay all the time, but she says, oh, you pay all the time. That's okay with me. But I'm not going to help you with the bill. You just said you want to spoil me. That's crazy. That's like a woman's coming over my house and be like, yeah, I'm going to clean for you. Yeah, but could you help me clean? What? Then I'll do it. No, it's 100. It's not 50-50. The traditional man doesn't believe in that. He doesn't believe in 50-50. So it's all about our core, getting into our core. And the successful relationship is the traditional one. Those are my final thoughts.
Those are really good. I have to say that I'm going to agree with you on that. I think that for whatever reason, the more modern person, man, woman, well, males and females, I guess they're just more, they have more trauma that they have to, work through because I've personally, for me, I just don't understand why, first of all, it matters where you go or how much somebody spends on you. I think that that's selfish. And I understand self-worth, but also somebody who is actually putting effort and it may not require any money, that is also showing that they find you worthy because they're spending their time, trying to come up with a great first date. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it being less than 200 or less than $100.
No one should spend that any significant amount of money on a stranger.
Exactly.
I'm
That's crazy.
gonna tell you how I rock. If my lady or one of my ladies is like, whatever, birthday coming up, whatever it is, anniversary, whatever, right? Oh, I want a Louis bag. Yo, I got that.
But you said anniversary.
I got that because I chose properly. You worth that. You want that? I got that. I'm gonna spoil you with that. But if you're talking about we first met, and I'm gonna cash app her for her, that's a scammer, yo. That's a scammer, and that's not my opinion. It's a fact. Because a man who's legitimate, a high value man, because God is in him, yo, he works hard for his money. He's legit. So he feels like you gotta earn that too. So yeah, he might not, I wipe my ass with this amount of money, $100, whatever. But at the end of the day, we're connecting because some places we go, we gotta spend money. But at the end of the day, it's like the next day we might spend nothing. You know what I'm saying? And we were connecting so much, she's not gonna care.
Yeah, that's true.
So dudes gotta stop worrying about what women think about them and be more dominant. Because that whole concept is like, you could spoil her, but it's like, is it worth it? You're spoiling her from the beginning. You are mentally ill, fellas.
They're creating a monster.
You are mentally ill because you are desperate. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You're desperate. 1, 2, you're a scammer. 3, you didn't have your father around to show you how to really be a man. 4, you're probably just scheming for the pussy because you look at her as a prostitute. That's really what it is. So you're going to spend this same amount of money because you would do it for a prostitute. And you know he's going to expect something at the end because they ain't a saint. You know what I'm saying? You know he's going to expect something out of it. So that's kind of like borderline prostitution. Prostitution error. You know what I'm saying? Financial domination. Episode 59. It's crazy. It's a crazy individual. They got PTSD.
Both. The guy that's willing to spend his hard-earned money, and the girl who thinks that she's worth a stranger spending that money on her.
Stranger's the operative word.
Yes.
It's like me, like I said, I don't mind spoiling them in a sense, like once in a while. But you ain't getting Louis bags every week. That's wild.
That's crazy.
We got bills to pay too. You know, that's wild. But at the end of the day, like something like that, like she worth that because I chose right. If the dude is just fighting that, like, oh, that's your girl and you fighting that with her, you probably look at her as a whole. Like you don't want to provide in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? It's whatnot. Maybe he ain't got it like that. Okay, cool.
I was just thinking
but there's other things to do. Cards, whatever, this and that. There's other things to do, right? Yeah. Get her a teddy bear. Maybe she's that type of girl. So spoiling your woman with certain things, time, energy. You know, it's what the deal. Operative word is she's your lady already. But if you're talking about from the beginning, first date, I'm not taking her to the most expensive Italian restaurant. I don't know if you worth that yet. We're still getting to know each other. So yeah, you might get Applebee's, but I got money for the Italian spot. You ain't gonna know how much money I make.
What's wrong with Applebee's?
But I might take you to Applebee's. I might take you to Olive Garden. I might take you to Cheesecake Factory. You know what I'm saying? I might take you to the walk in the park, picnic type. I made some stuff. You know what I'm saying? We order something or whatever. I'll walk in the park, sit on the bench, go to Central Park, whatever, Times Square, arcade, shooting range, go-kart. Like, it's not about the actual money. But if you're spending a significant amount of money and that's a stranger, that's suspect. That's really suspect. Yeah. That's how I look at it.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, what is his intentions? And some women might be dumbfounded by the fucking money. Their intuition is not even there. They're not in their divine feminine. So their intuition's not even there. They're not even to like squint, questioning, I got 3 kids with 2 different baby daddies. And you from the beginning already telling me you kind of not cool with it, but you're willing to do this? They're not looking in depth. They're thinking, oh, he's going to be the third one. Maybe this one will be a provider and stick around. Yeah. They're like their hypergamous nature is jumping really, really high. They're not even fucking thinking. They're emotional right now. They're so excited. They're not even thinking logical.
Yeah.
They're not able to decipher. They're not seeing that. That's a red flag.
Yeah.
I don't know you.
Exactly.
Could be a predator.
I don't know you.
You hear a lot of women getting killed.
Yeah,
like that.
They're going on dates and shit. Hell no.
That's suspect. That's how you earn your money. Cause I'm telling you, a man who works hard for it is not gonna be doing that. Oh, baby, there's another way of me spoiling you. Oh, it's Valentine's Day. Oh, I got a box. She gonna open up. She's like, oh, you're so sweet. You're so thoughtful. I'm like, yeah, open it up. She opens it up. She sees like a card type. Oh, you wrote me a letter? I don't know. Open it up. She opens it up and it says, lights are paid. You're like, what? Yeah, I got you another thing. This one's a really good gift though. It's good. Are you sure? Yes, it's good. She opens it up. Another box. Oh, it's another box? Opens up that box and sees a letter. The mortgage is paid.
That's
she getting tight now, right? But if she's in her divine and stuff of that nature, she's gonna be like, yeah, I appreciate that thing. Those are gifts.
Because you know
Oh yeah,
why?
yeah, yeah. The lipo, like this, that. Heat. Yeah, there's heat here. There's this, there's that. Yeah, the car note is
Mm-hmm.
on time. This is their credit card bills. Yo, those are also gifts. So yeah, he don't need to buy the Louis bag. Cause the
Mm-hmm.
old school traditional guy don't believe in those things too. Cause it wasn't them shits back in the days.
Yep.
They believe in actually providing for the woman. Like I said earlier, shelter, food, water, clothing. Not a shopping spree.
Mm.
Because why she need the shopping spree for?
But also, I think that women don't see him paying a bill as a gift. But I mean,
Modern.
modern, yes. I'm a big believer in it's how you see things, because if he already paid that bill, then the money that you were going to use to pay that bill, you can pay for something else that needs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could always use help. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're sitting there like, all right, I gotta put, give half to this bill and half to that bill. Now you don't have to, because he already paid one and you can pay the other one. That's what I say.
Depending on what type of dynamic. Maybe
Yeah,
he
that
pays
too.
everything. You
That
know.
too.
Um, but yeah, it really comes down
Or
to
or even, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Even if they live separately, but he paid one of her bills.
yeah, I ain't doing that. Well,
No, no, I'm saying
I've done that. I've done that. But I ain't doing that all the time.
that's why
Like
it's a
even when I was
gift.
with that, yeah, it was a gift. Because
Exactly.
at the end of the day, yo, that's not my place.
Right. No,
That's
but
not that. You acquired that without me.
I'm trying to just
Take care of
stress
that.
the fact that him paying a bill is a gift,
Yeah, yeah,
especially if he
you're
doesn't
right.
live there. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. So yeah, if we start to live together and stuff of that nature, you become family now. So your bills is mine. But I am just doing that right off the bat. Once in a while, you really
Mm-hmm.
need that. You feel bad about asking me. It took her a lot of strength to ask me for help. Yeah, I got you. And we're a team. I'm not keeping score. You don't need to pay me back in that regard. And
Mm.
you're gonna pay me back in other ways. But you don't need to pay me back
No, you
in
are
in
no.
in that regard. You know what I'm saying? Because we're a team in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
But for you to be doing that all the time and you're not living there, for you to
Yeah,
yo, that's wild to me.
it's the
Because she
same
could be
thing.
bringing in
Mm-hmm.
dudes. She could be bringing in different dudes and stuff. You would
Mm-hmm.
never know, like, right? How?
Mm.
Even if she got your pictures around, she could hide them shits when the nigga coming,
Or he might not even care.
or he might not care. Yeah. So it's like, no, that's just crazy to me. Like I've had women like, oh, leave your stuff here. And, I don't pay bills here. I don't feel comfortable leaving my stuff here,
Mm.
and like slowly moving in. No, I believe in that's my shit. I'm gonna pay the whole shit. So if I was to move in, I'm taking care of all of it.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't take care of nothing there. So how am I just gonna smuggle around and leave my shoes and hats and clothes? And that's weird to me. That doesn't make me feel comfortable. Maybe the next
Mm.
guy.
Mm.
You see, so yes, those are gifts too, but it comes down to recognizing.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the modern woman can transition traditional, but it takes a special man to educate her because it's the lack of education which they won't transition. And also eradicating those friends.
Mm.
Because I'm gonna say to her, you could either keep those feminist friends if you can change their ideologies, or if you can't, you gotta dump them.
Mm.
You gotta dump them because there's gonna be conflict eventually. They're gonna make fun of you for your lifestyle. It's not gonna work. Y'all ain't got nothing in common now. So now you gotta build new friends that actually are in that lifestyle that you're living.
Mm.
Because even during fights and arguments, she gonna run to them, and then that energy is brought into the relationship with her.
Mm. That makes
That,
sense.
that you're with her. So it's like in that regard as well. So, we gotta just decipher. We
Yep.
gotta know our nature. We gotta get back into the fundamentals.
Mm-hmm. I just want to say one more thing before we close. Do not, if it's a first date, ladies, I know I said don't, who cares about how much money they spend and if they're cooking for you, but don't go to his house on the first date either if you don't know him like that. But
That's
if
yeah.
he has, if he like, if you guys buy like food from, like, let's say one of those corner stores, where they have, or Dominican food or whatever, and you bring it to a picnic, that is what I'm talking about. Because I don't know if I would necessarily trust somebody cooking for me on the first date either.
I'm also not like
Hmm.
moving in with a woman or letting her move in with me. Better yet.
You mean when the time comes? Obviously.
If like first couple of months.
Oh no,
If I
that's
was dating
crazy.
3 months. No, I'm
That's
giving it at least a year.
yeah.
I'm giving it at least a year because I know that if she's moving in, engagement is coming with it, and then we're gonna plan to have children. See, there's a step,
Family.
there's
Yep.
steps. So for me, it's like, cause at that moment when you move in with them, it's kind of like you're married, just without the papers and stuff, right? So in that regard, I'm giving her at least a year because that also allows me to vet her because I date for a long time and watch her how she is through her ups and downs and see if it's gonna benefit me. Because the woman that you chose, fellas, right? Because I date for a purpose. So the woman that you choose is gonna either curse your bloodline or bless it. See, this is why generational curses continue. You know, so it really, really, really matters who you vet. You know, also the woman, because she accepts more. She accepts more. There could have been women that I've tried to pursue, but they just weren't into me because of the life or whatever. They didn't want to do it full time, maybe part time, the sexual aspect, and we could have fun. But I don't think I could live this 24/7. You know, so that regard, but you know, for the ones that the women more because women submit, men don't. Women accept. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones that give the number. Even if they're saying, oh, let me get your number. She's a little bit more masculine. She approaches. There's going to be circumstances where she's going to want you to, and she might even say because she's masculine, right? So she's a smart mouth. She does all that shit, eye rolling and shit, very boisterous. And, oh, you attack me? I'm going to get defensive and I'm going to attack you on something you like. She might even say it publicly. I wish you would be a man. When are you going to be a man? When are you going to do this? Yeah, you might think it's fun getting with the beta male because there's a lot of freedom there. You don't have to sacrifice. But eventually you're going to get drained out. Eventually you're going to get tired and you're going to be like, when are you going to be a man? When are you going to take care of your responsibility? When are you going to do this? Yeah, eventually those words are going to come out of her mouth. So it's very important for more so the women to look at the green flags and the red flags when dating. Because they have to actually choose. Women choose. Women choose. Men may decide, but women choose. That's submitting. And she chooses it also in ways that are nonverbal. The feminine woman chooses with rolling her hair, twirling her hair, winking maybe, the way she dresses, smiling. The masculine is a little bit more straight. She's not so much body language. She's gonna approach. She's gonna do this. She's gonna do that. You see, so they still choose. The feminine woman is sending you choosing signs. The masculine woman is actually going out there and verbalizing. So they choose who they want to submit to. So it's very imperative for them to understand. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because they're the ones that are choosing. They're the ones that are submitting more. So when they're getting these guys, it's like, oh yeah, guys don't want to provide. There's not a lot of guys. Yeah, there are a lot of guys like me. They're probably not on social media. That's why you don't see them and know about them. But there are a lot of guys like me. It's just that the men, you just can't attract them. That's what it is. So that's why you feel like no men like this exists. Because of your mannerisms, your energy. You're not in your divine feminine. You're not in your spirituality. You're not in your core energy. So you can't even get those guys. You repel the good men. You get the bums. You might even know they're the bums. As long as I got control in there. Yeah, but any woman that thinks like that, you get the sin. You get the karma because it's a sin. It's a sin going against God and his law. That any woman that's there, she gets the karma by getting fucked up there. Yeah. It never works out. Yeah, due to polarity, y'all will gravitate toward each other. But because it's an imbalance and y'all out of your core, it doesn't last. That's what it comes down to. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into one of the most raw, uncut, unapologetic, real, intense, passionate, conversation stimulating, thought provoking, Man, you need to tell your grandmother, sister, brothers, different countries, subscribe, share the video. Real podcast, the Dispensary Podcast. Peace.
Peace.